It was inevitable that I should write a book on cat because I'm the father of 7 cats. We used to have 9, but my 2 favourites sadly are no longer with us. It's wonderful to see so many people here. I'm used to book launches with 2 or 3 people turning up. It's particularly exciting to see so many people from beyond the university. Though in a parochial sense, I'm so pleased to see friends and colleagues from across the university, from social work in the background there, from Chancellery, Jeremy, heads of school, the Pro-Vice Chancellor, and Paul, I can say this now because you're no longer my boss, I'll add, and friend. It's great to see you all here. I just want to make 4 brief points. Firstly, my book rests on inputs from very many people. And I'd like to mention just a couple of those people because they happen to be here with us this evening. Basil Hetzel, you first suggested that I should write a history of cat, and you brought Bruce Walker and myself together. Thank you. CAT supported the project throughout, and a core group from CAT, as Professor Nangala said, Indigenous directors and senior managers have travelled from Alice Springs to be with us this evening. Jim Bray, founding chairman and long-serving chairman, poet, painter, entertainer, good old, yeah, troublemaker, yes. Peter Renahan, his successor. Board members, Noel Hayes, he's a troublemaker too. And Jenny Croker. Also Meta Young and her daughter. And CAT's founder and CEO, Bruce Walker, and his wife, Lorna. I also want to give a special welcome to Jim Pearce and his wife, Mavis, who've travelled here from Brisbane. Now, Jim played a crucial role in the genesis of CAT in the late 1970s, and in fact lured Bruce Walker from Sydney to Alice Springs in 1980. And I was intrigued that my friend and colleague, head of school at the School of Education here, at the moment I said that Jim Pearce was here, said, "Jim, I must catch up with him." I see she's sitting next to him in the audience now. My second comment is more personal. I retired from the University of South Australia at the end of last year. A retirement party was suggested, but I thought that this book launch would be a better way of marking my departure from the university, because, I say with some conceit, my retirement is not just the end of the road for me as an historian, it's just another turning point along the way. This brings me to my third point, and it's about history. You'll all have heard the cliche that we learn from the past. But is it entirely a cliche? I was redoing the sums, Stanley, and I think it's now during more than 35 years that I've worked as an historian. I'm adding in the 3 years as a PhD student, I guess. My conviction has firmed that history, researching, writing, reading, listening to, visiting places. History is a shared, an open-ended, and most importantly, a refreshing process. It's an active, it requires action, it requires alertness. Doing history is not like reading a book at night to send one to sleep. History, for good or ill, history informs the present and helps to shape the future. good and effective history guides good government, good public policy, and I just hope that this book will make the grade. And so to my final point. My choice, and there have been a couple of sort of echoes here already this evening. My choice of the book's title, Alternative Interventions, is considered and deliberate. Intervention is a loaded word in the history of Australia since 1788, and it's especially so in terms of the evolving policy environment towards Indigenous Australians. Indigenous affairs is largely a top-down affair, and as a result, it goes wrong time and time again. But there is an alternative and more appropriate pathway. It's grounded in the accumulating local knowledge, the needs, the talents and aspirations of Aboriginal outback communities. Kat's history exemplifies that approach. I wish Kat a long and successful future that builds upon 30 years of substantial achievements in outback Australia. Thank you.